Hey, I'm Supats, lifelong solopreneur. Now living my life with only one passion to help solopreneurs to launch their digital products on fast track so that they can be profitable as fast as within 1 week, and they want to scale, they can join the membership. And as a bonus, I show them how they can sell their digital products all over the world using affiliates. Without further delay, let's get started. Many people have questions about how to choose a software, how to choose a simple software. Because now, when I was getting started into the business, I had so many questions and I wasted a lot of time trying many technology tools and softwares, and it was really one person was telling me one thing, other person was telling other thing, and they were giving me advice based on their perspective, but they were not really analyzing my needs, and they were not advising me accordingly. If you have that problem from today, you won't have that problem because we have really a technology expert, we can say technology guru, Brian. And Brian is going to navigate us how we can choose software, how we can have various technology related businesses, but still we can train ourselves, or we can take guidance and we can use the things which are needed for our business. And especially the hot topic right now going on is AI. He's going to touch upon all these topics and even many things more. So without further delay, let me invite Brian. Brian, the stage is yours. Let's get started. Tell me about your story. How did you get started?
Yeah, so I've been in technology for quite a long time, building and scaling software systems in large corporations and in startups. And my journey has not been a straight or a smooth one by any means. I actually started in a completely different industry when I graduated college. And then after a few years, decided to go into technology and have been kind of fumbling my way through for the last many years.
So how did you choose your field? How did you choose this particular field? Because hey, as a new grad, you have so many options, right?
It's so true. And really, for me, what I looked at were the things that were important to me, both professionally and personally. And some of those things included I wanted a career where I was always being challenged. I was always required to continue to learn and to grow and to enhance my skills. And what's interesting about technology is that the skills that I learned 5 or 10 years ago, some are still relevant, and then some are completely outdated. Just the pace that technology changes and the way that we use technology in our personal and our professional lives has evolved so quickly. And so choosing a profession where I continued to need to be challenged and continued to need to learn was really important for me. I also really enjoy the flexibility that technology provides, right? I can run my businesses largely from a cell phone anywhere in the world, which is a really powerful thing. And that was something that I was really looking for, was that flexibility, that portability, that it didn't require me to necessarily have to be physically located in any one location or to go into an office day in and day out. So I really appreciate that about the technology field.
You are talking my language. You are talking my audience's language. Everybody is looking for flexibility. It is so cool because then you can follow your dreams and still you can have your business at your fingertips. It's really great. And you are looking for challenges that must be giving you really exciting life, because otherwise, hey, what is left, right? If you
Exactly.
want challenges on your day-to-day life, hey, that is bringing a lot of excitement in your life. And I just wanted to mention you, I have been going for many networking events, and I come across with many people mentioning, I'm not a techie person. I cannot do that. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. So, what can you tell these people? Because is that the only problem? stopping them starting their dream business, or how can you address that issue?
Yeah, I think what's interesting is many folks get intimidated by technology. It feels like this mystery, this black box that can never be cracked, right? You need to have some advanced degree in engineering to understand what's going on. And some technology that can be true. But I think as far as being able to build a business and serve customers, a lot of us already are experts in the technologies that we need to get started. I always think of the Google suite of products, right? The spreadsheets and basic documents and those sorts of things give us so much power and ability to connect with our customers. The same way that you and I are connecting over a video call, I can connect with anyone in the world. It's just an amazing time to start a business and to use the technology that's available to us. And you really don't need to understand the core underlying technology. You really don't need to build custom software to get started and to really start to grow your business.
You mentioned about advanced technology degree. I have advanced technology degree, but still, when I started my digital business, most of the things I learned and started doing were not taught when I was taking my advanced technology degree. So anyway, I had to come, I had to learn, I had to make my hands dirty, and I had to become a student again. So even if someone has advanced technological degree, yeah, it just helps only so much. Yeah, still you have to go and learn. So I think that shouldn't be any inhibition for anyone to get started their technology business. So I just wanted to tell you that what should I consider when hiring a freelancer or consultant or agency? Because I tried all. I tried Fiverr, Upwork, and many things, and many times it was hit or miss. Many times I spend more time training them, and I said, "Why I'm spending my time training you, and still I'm paying you?" And even agency, I use agency to hire my VA. Yeah, that was actually great experience. And even consultants also hit or miss. Some they perform well, some they did not. So this is my experience. What is your opinion about hiring these people?
You're not wrong. It is a very, very challenging thing to find qualified technology partners to work with. I mean, that's certainly in my role as a fractional CTO, something I do a lot with my clients is going out, finding qualified people, vetting their skills, and starting to bring them into the organization. And there, I talk to a lot of people that have very impressive resumes and portfolios online that really just don't have the skills to back it up. So what I do is I really want to find someone that asks really, really good questions, because there's nothing more expensive than a cheap developer. And so a lot of us, the thing that we have to measure to go on is the price that someone is charging us for their services. And really, that's a bad way to go. Um, Oftentimes I find that if I spend a little bit more money than I might be comfortable with, I tend to get a far better result. And one of the ways that I start to evaluate them are the questions that that person asks. Are they asking really deep questions about my business or the project or the problems that I'm trying to solve? A lot of times, what I see happening is when we go and try and hire somebody and we say, I need someone to build this custom software for me or to create this integration between one system and another system. We find people who say, yes, I can do that for you. And it will be so many thousands of dollars, right? But they haven't really served us because they haven't been an advisor or a partner to us. They're more of somebody who's just doing the job that we hired them for. And oftentimes, what I find with founders, technical or not technical, is what we're asking for is not actually the thing we need. It's not the problem that we actually need to try and solve. And many times that ends up with a lot of wasted time and money.
Okay, that's really good to know because I think it is a really wrong scale that, okay, who is the lowest bid wins, and that is, I think, totally wrong. Yeah, they should show the interest in your project. They should ask questions, and that's really a great scale to choose, surely. So, what are the risks of hiring offshore developer? Because everybody is going offshore because they are so low cost. I cannot say cheap, but hey, so what is the risk over there?
So I agree with you. I don't like to think of it as low cost. It's more I'm finding folks who have a lower cost of living, than myself here in the United States. I have a very high cost of living. I think there are far more advantages to hiring someone in a lower cost of living region than there are disadvantages. And really, when I look at hiring someone, whether they're in the same town as myself or halfway across the world, I still have the same challenges. How do I give access to this person so that they can start to contribute, so that they can, build and support my software platform? I have to give some level of access. And if I'm building a technology platform, if I'm building a tech organization, I'm essentially giving over full control or largely a large amount of control over to this random person. And so I think when I'm looking to hire somebody, again, whether they're down the street or across the world, I want to look at how do I protect my organization? How do I make sure that I maintain control over the code base that runs my business? How do I maintain control over the servers and the infrastructure and my cloud environments? Those types of things. If I lose control of that, I lose control of my business. And so those are the things that are really important to make sure you have in place before you go to hire someone. And then it comes down to vetting.
I know, I know, I have an experience. I had someone working on my Instagram account, and this fellow was from Pakistan, and the Instagram account actually, instead of growing, it was really falling because the posts were really substandard. So I said, you cannot work on my Instagram account anymore. And so I tried to revoke his access from Instagram account. And then he went and he started playing with my Instagram account, and it was so bad. And he said, oh my goodness, it was. I had to spend like 2 3 days in recovering my Instagram account from this fellow. Finally, I recovered. But you know, these things are possible. So you have to be very, very careful. I'm just sharing my experience. And of course, you can create more Instagram accounts and all. But hey, you have created credibility with one account. Why do you want to lose
Sure.
that, right? So it's very, I mean, you have to be very careful when you hire offshore people. And yeah, means I just cannot even talk enough about that. So, how much time should I spend in validating my idea? Because I have a business and I came across with many, many entrepreneurs because that is my ICP, budding solopreneur, aspiring entrepreneurs, and they just go and then they just buy PLR, whether it is suiting to their niche or not, and then they just try to create a business. They don't even bother to do the means basically validation and minimum viable product. They don't, they just try to make money. So how much of this groundwork and research needed in validating your idea?
I think one of the biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs and founders make is not validating their idea at all, or certainly not enough. And it's really important to spend a significant amount of time really validating the idea. And what I mean by that largely is just going and talking to customers, physically having conversations with your ideal customer to identify what are their pain points, and are you capable of coming up with a solution that they are willing to pay for. so many of us end up just wanting to build because we think we know what the solution needs to look like, and we want to bring that to the market, and we never actually have a conversation with our ideal customer. So I'd spend far more time on validating than I would building. And even then, when I start to building mode, it's going to be what is the bare minimum amount of tools or technologies that I can bring in to the solution that will solve the problem, right? I don't need to go and hire offshore developers and build a fancy platform and spend 6 months worth of time. What can I do in a few hours, in a day? And really using that constraint as a way to continue to validate your idea so that eventually you get to a place where you've found product market fit. I think that it's just a big mistake that I see so many founders make.
Yeah, and there are so many ways actually you can validate ideas. It is not necessary you have to finish completing the product and then start selling it. You can actually go live on weekly or whatever frequency you want, and you can have create the audience and you can create your content accordingly. You get the live feedback. There's so many strategies people can use, but yeah, validation is so important. It is really, really needed. So I just want to twist to some other side about that. What about your career? Do you want to mention anything about your career? What has held you back in your career?
I think one of the biggest things that I recognized has held me back in my career. I think many of us have a fear of failure, and I've certainly had a lot of that fear of failure as well. I think for me, I probably had more of a fear of success in that. Many of us talk about imposter syndrome and self sabotage and those sorts of things. And really, that does start to play out in your career and start as you start to have some small successes and some small wins. It becomes uncomfortable because that's a new area of growth that we're not used to. And I think for me, I allowed that to hold me back, to not really push myself and see what I was capable of. And it took me quite a while. I've worked a lot on myself in the last few years. I've spent a lot of time and resources working with different coaches to help me recognize when those scenarios happen. And I don't think they'll ever go away, but my ability to recognize and then deal with them has certainly improved.
So now, on the other side, my next question is about what really help you succeed in your career.
I think for me, and I'm really proud of myself for this, is being willing to take risks, being willing to take chances. Now, I didn't take, crazy chances that, could have a serious impact or, were illegal or, immoral or anything along those lines. But I was willing to take certain risks that were calculated that, a lot of my peers just were not comfortable with. I had to become comfortable in that discomfort. And in that, I found that I really, really grew and I became much more confident in my ability to survive, right? If I had some sort of setback, I was able to work through that. And I think that's when I think about entrepreneurship, that's really what it comes down to is it's not your ability to always succeed. It's your ability to not quit, to stay persistent is really what it's about.
Yeah, it's your ability to fail when you fail to get up and get started again and
Absolutely.
yeah, keep on going. Absolutely. So, from your experience, what advice you can give to technological founders and CTOs? Because I think they can relate to
I
you.
think it's really important to always bring it back to what is the problem that we're solving, especially for folks that are technologists and really excited about technology. It's easy for us to always add new technologies because we're excited by it. And oftentimes, what happens is our customers don't actually benefit from it. They actually have a worse experience because we've created more complexity. And that's something I work with a lot of founders on, is just continuing to simplify the solution that we have so that we're always focusing on serving our customers.
So I promised my audience that we'll talk about AI. I really want to talk about AI. I'm so excited to talk about AI. But AI is lucky again, like any other new field. There are pros and cons, and you can hear some good things about it. You can hear some not so good things about it. I want to hear your opinion about
Yeah,
AI.
I'm very bullish about AI in general. I think what we're experiencing now in this new wave of technology is a seismic shift. In many ways, the same that the advent of the internet and mobile devices has had just an extreme impact on the ways that we live and work. I think AI, I would lump right in there with those other time periods. Now, there's a lot of things that get confused with AI when we're talking about it. And I think that definitely brings some cautious feelings to people, is that we're not sure what it is capable of. And for many of us, even us experts in the field, aren't, there's a little bit of uncertainty in what AI is truly capable of, and how do we make sure that we're using the power in the best way. But I do think that we're going to see a big shift in the way that we live and we work over the next few years. The way that we interact with software, we're just going to have to do less manual things. We're going to have to do less of, inputting data into systems, or even the way that we schedule meetings with each other. That is going to have a very serious change over the next few years, just because there's so much data around how we work, that these AI systems are going to be able to do so many things for us that in the past has been an entire role, has been an entire job. That's all going to change, and we all need to change with it, or we're very much going to get left behind.
Yeah, I love AI for different reasons. I love AI. Yeah, what you said exactly like that means they are doing our repetitive work, which we don't want to. But I really feel that we should have our strategy, our brain involved. You can use AI to refine it and enhance it. Or if you really have a writer's block, then if you're just staring at a blank screen, then you can jot some ideas from AI. I really feel that we cannot totally dependent on AI, because many times the prompt output, it can be mechanical. It can be mechanical, and there are right now there were so many discussions going about the copyright and all, and I don't want to go into all that details. But AI can be a really good assistant for you, right? Means, and I love to write books, and I have been blogging for more than 10-15 years, and I'm compiling my blogs and creating books. So I'm into this community. They tell everything about books, and I'm getting invitations for webinars that write your book in one day. Then I got one webinar invitation, write your book in 1 hour. Then third webinar invitation, write your book in 10 minutes. I say, oh my goodness, I have put 10-15 years in writing my book, and you are telling me 10 minutes. So what is your opinion about that? Because I don't want AI to write my book. Of course, me, I can write my book, and AI can improve my grammar and various things, because English is my third language. But then what is your opinion
Yeah, I
about that?
agree. I don't think that AI is going to replace a lot of those things, right? It's going to supercharge and superpower what we're capable of doing for humans. But there still is going to be human involvement. And I'm not excited about the idea of reading a book that was written by AI in 10 minutes. It's not going to have that same personality and that same authenticity from the author. It might have the same or similar information, but the way it's delivered, the way that it captures my attention, I don't think is going to be there. And I don't know that.
Yeah,
Exactly,
emotion may not be
exactly.
there.
I think for the information itself, it may do a really good job there. Now, I personally lean on AI as well when I am struggling to come up with how do I get started. That blank page, that blinking cursor syndrome, that is becoming much better with things like ChatGPT and the other large language models, and I think that will continue to improve over time. But yeah, I don't really have a desire to let AI write my book for me, or read something that it produces in long form like that.
And regarding AI, I also heard from people that they get scared. Will AI take my job? So, what do
Yeah,
you
I,
say
I
about that?
I have engineering teams all over the world. I have folks in almost um, every continent. And what I tell my team, because things like software and copywriting and those types of things are could potentially be easily replaced by some of the AI tools, even that we're seeing now, right? And we're still in the very, very early days of it. Um, what I tell my team is that I'm not worried about AI taking my job. I'm worried about someone that is using AI to superpower their abilities. I'm worried about that person taking my job. And so I encourage everyone to find ways
Yeah.
every day to bring some of these tools in to continue to improve the way that you already do a great job. It's just going to make things easier. It's going to make the mundane tasks go away, right? It doesn't change who I am as a human or as a worker, but it does change the quality and my ability to produce.
So, which are your favorite AI
You know,
tools?
I still use things like ChatGPT and Claude and a lot of the LLMs. I'm bringing in more advanced AI models and tools into a lot of the software that I'm building now, that are giving us the ability to evaluate text, evaluate images that are being uploaded by users. There's a lot of really, really powerful models that we're able to use. Many of them are open source, so they're free for us to use, which is just, it's incredible to think about. Years ago, this was something that every single company had to build on their own, and now it's just made so available. So it really, there's a lot of tools that I'm using.
Yeah, that's great. So, just want to ask you, our time is getting up, but I wanted to ask you, what is your advice for the founders? How can they scale their
Always
company?
focusing on the customer, I think, is going to give the best opportunity to scale our companies. Um, Really, when we focus on our customer, that increases our ability to retain that customer, which increases their lifetime value. Which, if there's other problems in our business, they can easily be solved when we have money. But when we don't have money and revenue coming into the business, those problems become a lot more evident and a lot harder to solve. So I always want to focus on my customer, and then the other problems we can solve as they come.
So, what all the offers do you have right now? Are they one-on-one offer or group offer? So, to whom do you help
Yeah, so
and
I
how do
work
you
with
help them?
startups, small and medium businesses that already have a software platform that they've built, right? That it's already out in the market, that is serving customers now. So this could be a proof of concept, it could be an MVP level of application. And what I help with is actually scaling the platform. How do we add more customers? How do we add more features to the platform? And then finally, can I grow my team? How can I add more developers to the team? And so that's something that I do in a fractional CTO capacity. So I'll work directly with teams. I work as a technical advisor. So I work with a lot of founders, advising them and their technical teams as well.
So, if someone wants to connect with you, someone wants to contact you, which is the best
So I'm
way
most
to
active on LinkedIn. I
contact you?
encourage everyone to reach out, connect with me on there, send me a message, and I'm happy to schedule some time and see if I might be able to help them.
Yeah, actually, LinkedIn is a great platform for me too, because out of all the social media platforms, I think that is the most professional platform. Of course, it is not perfect, but I think it is the best of among all the platforms. So yeah, surely means, yeah, we would be interested in connecting with you and following you up on LinkedIn. So in case I didn't cover all the points, so if you want to add, or if you want to give a parting message to our audience,
Okay.
yeah,
So I
please
think,
go ahead.
again, reiterating that I believe it's really important to always be focusing on our customer and to keep our solution simple, whether it's the technologies that we choose, the processes that we have in our business. The simpler we can keep things, the easier our ability to then grow and scale those processes. When I think about technology, it's already complex enough. There's no reason for me to add additional complexity just because I'm getting bored or I'm, seeking some sort of excitement. I think it's really important to keep things simple and always focus on our customers.
Oh, yeah, I love your advice. Customer focus and keeping it simple. Yeah, that's really amazing. You simplified so many things for us, and I think that is the best advice you can give. That is the customer focus. Really, thank you. Thank you for coming on our podcast. Thank you for blessing our audience. And yeah, let's connect on LinkedIn. I will follow you, and I can, yeah, learn more and more things from you. And yeah, I'm pretty sure
Thank
our
you so much
audience
for
will do
having
the
me.
same. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We are blessed to have you as part of our community, and whatever way we can help you, serve you, let us know. Please subscribe and let us know how we can help you, what resources you want. We have lots of free resources and also free collaboration joint venture groups you can join and explode your business, because most solopreneurs quit their business before they launch their first products, and I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why we have special launch service where you can monetize your digitals and become profitable as fast as within 7 days. And if you want to scale your business, join our membership New Beginning Success Collaboration, where we'll provide you MRR and PLR products and collaborations so that you can scale your business with ease and effortlessly. And hey, if you want to sell your digitals all over the world, yes, we will provide you affiliates more than 200 countries. So everything is possible. Just live your dream, follow your dream, and whichever way we can help you, do let us know. Thank you and God bless you.